What's up, y'all? It's your boy Zoe back at it again with another video. If you haven't seen my first video, please go check it out and hit that like button because a brother needs all the likes he can get so this YouTube algorithm can share my content to even more people who need some laughter in their life. But let's get into it. In this episode of News with Zoe, I'm going to be talking about a man from New Jersey who robbed the same deli store 3 times in 6 days.
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis?
Now, I ain't never robbed nobody, or as the kids say nowadays, hit a lick in my entire life. But let's say I was to come up with a brilliant idea of risking my freedom, going to prison, and catching a good old felony by robbing a convenience store. I would not, I repeat, I would not rob the same store more than once, especially 3 times in 1 week. Now look, I ain't a criminal. I ain't never been to prison. But I was told that that is not what smart criminals would do.
Are you dumb, stupid, or dumb? Huh?
But anywho, getting back to the story. There's a 77-year-old man named Augie Lopez who runs a deli with his wife in New Jersey. Now, I could be wrong. His name is A-U-G-I-E. That's how it's spelled. I'm saying Augie for this video, but shoot, it could be A-G, could be Algie. I'm not sure, but we're going to call him Augie. So anywho, Augie is not your everyday 77-year-old man. It was reported that he also has dialysis, can only use one arm, and has trouble walking. So this man, he's just going through it, you know what I'm saying? And I want you to keep that in mind as I'm telling you the rest of the story. So the first time the robber hit up the store, he was masked up, hoodied down, and gave this innocent elderly man the beats by Dre. Like it wasn't enough just to go and take what you're coming after. He had to assault Augie in the process. Now look, I understand times are hard, you know what I'm saying? It's 2022, you know, we got COVID, our student loans ain't getting forgiven. It's just a complete mess, right? But do you want to know what he beat up Augie for? Do you want to know what he stole from that convenience store? $10 worth of cigars. If you're going to be out here stealing cigars from old people's convenience stores, just take the cigars and go. There's no need to give Augie the beats for the Swisher Sweets. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just ain't cool. Just go, take what you came in for and leave. Like, why are you doing all the extra stuff? Now, the second time this dude comes into the store to rob it, right? It's like 2 days later, and he comes in, takes the $20 from Augie, and proceeds to give Augie the business yet again. Now, I just don't seem to understand why he keeps on beating up Augie, who's going through dialysis and has only one arm to use already. Like, you just completely disrespecting your elders. You know what I'm saying? At this point, you have no respect for your elders.
Are you crazy? That shit is so disrespectful. So disrespectful.
And now the next time he robs the store is just the icing on the cake, right? This is the 3rd time he's robbed the same store in like 4 days. He comes into the store, Algie's in the back, you know, doing what he got to do, probably restocking or something like that. And his wife is working the front. So the guy comes in to rob the store again, and he goes, jumps over the counter, pushes his wife, his elderly wife, onto the floor, takes $180 out the cash register, and decides to bounce. Now, let's do a little recap, okay? The first time he went into the store to rob it, he stole $10 worth of cigars. Second time, he stole $20. And the third time, he stole $180. Now, I know the dude, he's accumulating wealth in the wrong way, of course, but he just keeps on assaulting these elderly people. And especially, you were pushing down an elderly wife who's just trying to, you know, run the man's business, and you just gonna push her down on the floor? Like, just, what is wrong with you, man? Like, you just have no soul at that point. There's no saving you. Now, this man, Augie, has just not been having the best week, clearly, right? So he has been installing security cameras. He's tried to get the police involved, but none of this seems to be to any avail, okay? And this robber is as relentless as the mofos who keep blowing up my phone asking if I want an extended warranty on my car. I don't want an extended warranty on my car. Stop freaking calling me. But anywho, I digress. So it turns out that Augie has a son who's a police officer, right? And his son came up with the idea that him and one of his cop buddies are gonna go into the store, right? The cop buddy is gonna pretend to be in the back, working in the back, while the son is gonna be around the corner of the store and keeping an eye out for the robber when he decides to come in. So they basically want to make it seem like nobody's in the store so they can kind of set up a trap. So just like clockwork, the bootleg Mr. Pink comes in to rob the store yet again for the 4th time. But alas, he was met with 2 cops ambushing him inside the store. They rushed his punk ass and they finally put him in cuffs.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
So this guy who robbed this deli / convenience store 3 times in 6 days was later identified to be a 34-year-old man named Travis Neely. And he was charged with 4 counts of strong armed robbery and 1 count of resisting arrest. It was also reported that the police were going to go and investigate to see if Travis was on any kind of drugs while he was committing these robberies. Which makes sense, right? Because you kind of have to be on some stuff to rob the same store 3 times in 6 days. Now, for all the people who still think weed is an illicit drug and are just complete haters on the marijuana, I'm going to tell you right now, he was not eating that devil's lettuce. He was not smoking that sticky icky, and he was not high off the hee-haw. No, sir. Weed don't make you do no crazy stuff like that. He was probably on that booger sugar. All right, I'm going to let you know that right now. That ain't no type of weed in his system that made him make those poor decisions. Nope, I'm going to let you know that right now. So at the end of the day, justice was served, and the moral of the story is never rob the same place more than once, especially in the same week. Now, I know, the right thing to say is don't rob anybody at all. It's never okay to rob people, right? But let's be realistic. It's also the right thing to do to wait until marriage before having sex. But we all know that ain't happening in these streets, you know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. You know that ain't happening. Oh, but I'm going to hell. So that concludes another episode of News with Zoe. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe, of course, if you haven't subscribed already, please. And also, don't be afraid to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Did you find it funny? Did you find it trash? Leave a comment. It's all good to me. So just tell your friends, family, anybody about News with Zoe. And I got some more content dropping later. I got some new concepts I'm working on and everything. So, the funniness and the laughter will commence. But until next time, peace.